Disability Wales Manifesto broadcast. Chief Executive Rhiann Davis in the Disability Wales office.
This is Disability Wales's Disabled People's Manifesto broadcast. Disability Wales has been meeting with our disabled people and disabled people's organisations from around Wales. We've been running a number of workshops to take people's voice, take people's comments and thoughts, so that we can produce Disabled People's Manifesto in Wales, which we hope to use to influence the development of policy in Wales over the next few years. So through the course of the workshops, through the membership survey that we've run, we've gathered a range of views, and it's now time to hear from disabled people around Wales about their hopes for the next few years and what they want to see in the Disabled People's Manifesto.
Digital Communications Officer Tina Evans outside her manifesto van.
As we know, there's nothing about us without us, so I've been given the task driving on Wales to meet disabled people to get the views on what changes they want to see in Wales. So let's go.
Map of Wales with details of Tina's journey to Tai Bach in South Wales. Disability Wales member Sophie Hinksman in Tai Bach Community Centre.
Wouldn't say there was much support with the local authority. That was one of the biggest challenges that I had as well, is with local authority social services when I moved independently. More awareness of the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child, but there is a lack of support around the UN Convention of Disabled People, which Welsh Government needs to act on a bit more. Disability
Wales member Rob Jenkins.
I was very shocked that when you become disabled, how fast you basically drop out of society. No one tells you where to go, no one tells you what help there is. You have to find out for yourself. We shouldn't be having to fight for rights. The rights should be a natural as a person.
Tina looking happy driving her van. Map of Wales showing Tina's journey from Tai Bach to Aberystwyth. Disability Wales member Paul Clasby in Aberystwyth.
Co-production is the way to go. You know, we need to be doing more co-productive events and activities which involved affected communities, affected citizens in partnership with their local authorities and their local health boards.
Tina's smiling, driving her van. Map of Wales showing Tina's journey from Aberystwyth to Llandudno. Disability Wales member Mark Davis communicating through British Sign Language.
I have been through many interviews, about 60 interviews, and I have failed at all of those interviews. It's very difficult to make any achievements, and it's very difficult to break down these barriers that Bridgend Council were awarded the BDA, which is the British Deaf Association, Charter in BSL. So maybe other Welsh councils may one day may also be awarded the BDA Charter in BSL.
Disability Wales member Harry Prancard.
More nurses in hospitals, more carers, which they're all out there who wish to volunteer. Basically, independent ways of living.
Disability Wales member Vin West.
To any disabled person, any carer, they'll tell you that it's a struggle with every agency that you deal with, whether it's health, social services, education, transport, housing. It's a struggle, and the world, despite how long we've had legislation in place, the world is by no means an accessible place.
Disability Wales member Harry Pancard speaking for a second time.
There should be one already appointed. How come it's taking this long for us to turn around and say, look, why haven't we got a commissioner in Wales? You know, it should be there already.
Disability Wales member Vin West speaking for a second time.
See a commissioner for disabled people. I'd like to see an independent living act on the statute books. I'd like to see the codes of practice and regulations on the social services and wellbeing bill written along genuinely social model terms. But in the interim, I'd like them just to do what they've promised to do.
Tina in his stationary van with the window down.
We've been around Wales to meet our members and we've taken note of their views. So back to you, Rhian, to tell everyone what our calls for actions are.
Rhian Davis in the office sitting in front of the Disability Wales banner.
Thank you, Tina, and thank you to everyone who took part in all the workshops around Wales and who responded to our survey. We've had some excellent responses and some really good ideas. So having gone through all of those, we've identified 5 calls to action that we'd like to present in our Disabled People's Manifesto.
Call to action number 1.
On independent living, we'd like to see the next Welsh Government introducing an independent living bill to enable people to live and have the right to live independently in their own homes.
Call to action number 2.
On the UN Convention on the Rights of Disabled People, we'd like to see all Welsh Government policy and legislation underpinned by the UN Convention and ensure that disabled people's rights are addressed throughout all Welsh Government policy and legislation.
Call to action number 3.
On enforcement, many of you told us how you feel that disabled people's rights are not being fully recognised and enforced, particularly under the Equality Act 2010. So we call on the next Welsh Government to set up a commission of inquiry into how disabled people's rights can be enforced.
Call to action number 4.
The poverty faced by thousands of disabled people around Wales is a very serious issue. So we call on the next Welsh Government to introduce a Tackling Disability Poverty Action Plan. And we call on it to introduce a range of measures with specific timeframes regarding how poverty faced by disabled people can be eradicated in Wales.
Call to action number 5.
The issue of disability hate crime has become even more serious in recent years, particularly for disabled people, because of the reporting in the media around benefit claimants. Many people who claim benefits, and of course disabled people amongst those, have been regarded or described as scroungers, as work shy, and even as faking their impairments. And this has led to a fuelling of hostility towards disabled people. We are calling for leaders in Wales to model good practice, to refer at all times to disabled people in relation to their rights and equality.
Picture of Disability Wales Disabled People's Manifesto, Creating and Enabling Wales 2016 to 2021.
So there we are, the Disabled People's Manifesto for Wales, calling for an enabling Wales for all members of society, including disabled people.